me to build a whole clientele. That's why I was saying for you, I told you in a complimentary fashion that it wasn't to make anything upset. It's to tell you got the juice, you got the gear, you have an LLC.
Yeah, but you keep saying, you just keep talking to him like he has his own business.
His own business?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like you're saying you got the gear, you got the juice, you got the LLC, but you're talking to him like he's your friend and you want him to do very well with his business that's over there.
Yeah. But I'm saying it's together. But I'm saying,
I'm just saying this how you're saying it. Like,
well, what are you telling me about?
You have to have the juice has to be one.
Yeah, the juice has to be one thing. But that's what I'm telling you. It has to be on the same focus because our mindsates are different in the sense when.
But what makes you think that me being on my day job to just pay the bills doesn't mean I'm focused on the main goal?
Because you can't there's no way that you can do that all day and everything else and put the same amount of attention.
No, you can't.
How do you know
it's
that?
not physically possible.
It can't.
Even with
Yeah, but you're telling me to give up something that's paying my bills.
I don't think he's saying that.
No, I'm not. I'm not telling you. I'm telling you. I had to.
What are you telling me
Netflix,
right
bitch.
I had to. No. I'm
understand.
telling you. I had to take the leap, which is super uncomfortable, and it's like the perfect example of someone like Day Howarden, which he was the first person in our circle that took that leap to become a photographer and deal with that without having a 9-to-5.
Yeah, that's not fair because I know his situation. That's unfair.
With Day?
Yeah.
His situation?
Yeah, it's unfair.
Why?
I'm not gonna tell his super business.
Okay, not his super business.
It's unfair because I know.
Okay, about Rock. Let's use Rock as an example, right? He worked at PSC&G. His father passed away. He wasn't really focusing his full potential. None of his whatever came until he left PSC&G. So PSC&G, when Rock left PSC&G...
Yeah, but this is like when people tell stories about how rappers made it.
No. It's not about that.
What's the story between...
I don't put it down. Like, listen, his 9-to-5 does great things for him. I decided, personally, what I said is I decided to make just Oneiphotography my 9-to-5. And I don't put that on anybody. But I'm saying until you can be in the room, like, again, we're suffering from the same consequences. It's different.
But I don't think that's the solution.
It's not the solution. It's not the solution, but that's the reason I brought it up is because I know he has the potential. Suarez has the potential to make it his 9-to-5.
Yeah, but I don't think that's
maybe I said it wrong, but
no, I think the problem is that there's right now you don't have the solution for him coming all the way over here. Right, because it still sounds like he's over there. You don't have the solution financially, right? Yeah. If there was a solution financially, like, yo, we just have a gym that's going to use us every month, and that can support you coming all the way over here. But now you're all the way over here, so you need to go crazy 12 hours a day, so now it functions properly.
No.
That is the solution. So
that's working harder than smarter.
Yeah, you can go back and forth over the same thing and feel the same way with the same problem. Or you could spend the next 100 hours or whatever time it is on the solution. Yeah. So the solution is...
But the thing is, and not to cut you off, but the thing that's not being said is I left a full-time job, a comfortable full-time job with benefits, with sick days, personal days, and everything to do a contracting job that I work 4 hours a day. Yeah. And I spend the rest of my time doing this. You told me the other day you thought I had sick days. If I don't work, I don't get paid.
I know. But like, what is that?
So how is that not dedication if I left a comfortable position with sick days, with benefits? I get hit for my taxes every year for not having health benefits.
Because that's a sacrifice that it's still something that's a safety net or comfortability. I'm not saying it in a wrong way.
But it's something that I need at the moment.
Yeah, you do.
If you can tell me I can pay my bills every month, everything.
But I'm saying, so for me, it's like, okay, so in a sense, you're saying that you have your day job, but then you also have a back pocket off of gigs. Where do I have that double standard?
It's not a back pocket. It's a balance. I left my full-time job.
Yeah. But
he doesn't want the two things. He wants the one thing that you have.
I want the one thing.
Yeah.
I get paid because of COVID, $300 a week.
I know.
To pay my bills.
Okay.
It balances out with the photography gigs that I make.
But what I'm saying
is,
let
me finish my thought.
Yeah.
If I don't get those photography gigs, I'm leaning on my girlfriend to help me get by.
Okay, so but that's the thing. Like you're acting like I haven't gone through those
He's
same.
not.
I'm not acting anything.
And I'm not trying to be on his side.
You
No,
threw
no,
this
no,
on
no.
me. I'm explaining myself.
No, but we're not gonna. Again, we're both have different.
No, that's not the issue. You have problems. He has problems. I got problems.
We all got problems, and we're getting by. We all have the same goal, so I don't see why it is a problem right now.
He doesn't think you have the same goal. He doesn't think you have the same.
And that's my problem, and we've had this conversation a ton of times.
But so now, so
because there are different.
He doesn't react well to words. He might feel through visual or time spent or other things. He's feeling that. I don't think it's the words. Obviously, it sounds like you're. You know what I'm saying? To me, when you talk about marketing in the face, and this is the first time like we had that conversation, it sounds like you're really into that as well. Like, it sounds like you're excited about that. You know what I'm saying? I just think that if like I like the, you know, I know we're on live right now or taping, which is
no, this is good.
Okay.
No, it's real shit because it's like.
But once you started saying how much you got paid and everything, that's when I got excited because that starts the problem solving. Like you can do this all day long. You know what I'm saying? You said that number and I was like, okay, so how else could you get that number faster, maybe in 2 days? Where is that happening? Where's that? You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's a very, I think it's
like I'm saying, I noticed that
you have a car?
I have a car.
Oh, this is solved.
I work a week, $300 that pays my car.
Yeah,
that's a whole week.
Yeah,
and that's on a good week.
But same thing. It's like if it's it's kind of
you got options.
It's kind of like
I have options, but the reason I did this gig is to open myself up to the photography, to the music, to the business. I wake up at 10 o'clock in the morning sometimes. Sometimes a little earlier, sometimes a little later. I don't work sometimes until like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. 10 to 2, I'm editing videos. I'm done by like 6, 7 o'clock. 7 to like 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm editing videos. I'm editing photos. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm social media marketing. There's posting on Instagram.
Okay, so I just figured, so this is what I want to hear, because this is how you figure out what the problem is. So the funny part is, the problem is the editing. You're not making enough from the editing. That's what the real problem is.
Because it's not enough money from the photography at the moment for me to leave that completely.
And you're never going to get enough from them, because what you just told me is that you still manage to work 8 hours a day for photography and still don't get enough. So the problem is in the business structure of that.
No, but I'm doing, what I'm saying is when I'm editing.
I wrong?
No, editing it's photos and videos. I mean, for the podcast. The podcast we don't make any money off of.
Oh, you should not be doing that.
Yeah.
Well, I have to do it in order to do the podcast.
Then you shouldn't do the podcast.
I think I should.
I know, because you're like me.
I think I should, because it's a therapy session every week. So.
No, I understand. You're right. I'm just saying maybe you shouldn't be back to there only being a certain amount of time per day. Trust me, I'm telling you this because I make these mistakes all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially when your back's against the wall, like time is everything. And I'm realizing now that I have a newborn baby, it's like, oh my God. Now I can do in 2 hours what took 6. Because you don't realize how amazing you truly are, how much time you're wasting until you don't have enough time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like the only thing he was right about the juice, it has nothing to do with your photography. I don't see it the same way. I think the juice is knowing that you can figure out your situation to work for you. I guarantee you might be able to make $1,500 a week in 3 weeks if you really said, yo, I have no choice to make $1,500 a week. I got to look at everything in every situation, because we get comfortable in where we are. So even though you're making what you make and not comfortable, like you're happy there, you don't want to be there. You want to be over here and be in this room and go out and shoot, you know what I'm saying? But like there has to be a touch of desperation, a touch of, not desperation, but a touch of urgency that makes you, you know what I mean? Like certain things I hear get me like, what am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? No, tomorrow, the baby wakes up at 4:30 and I put her back. You know what? I'm staying up for an hour deleting those people because I don't have time to do it. Like I
said, you mentioned you're like paying for your car every month and stuff like that. It's like I fall back on the same thing, like paying bills for like every, thing that I decided would make Oneiphotography good. And that's on my end. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't even know what we pay equally or different amounts. So it's like that's why I say we're on parallels of certain struggles, but it's like once you decide like what's okay as your sacrifices and everything else, like I don't see why you can't be right next to me all week getting the same, the same thing together. That's all I'm saying.
I don't understand how we're not though.
Because you're still at your job and saying like I wish that photography paid my bills. And I'm saying you can do that as well. It's just like
I am so confused.
I'm doing it.
Wait a second. Business
fully
wise,
9 to 5,
yo,
like you said, full
business
time.
wise, this conversation doesn't even make sense. Does
And that's what I'm
everybody
saying.
understand that?
It has to be a business
If it's
to it.
if there's a business, right,
Mm-hmm.
and both people own the business and doing their thing,
Yeah.
the problem with this business is between the both of you, it's not a business.
No.
It's one of you guys invested 30 grand on camera stuff, and that's the person who really has the business. The other guy has to work 9 to 5. He's paying his bills. He works in the business from time to time and gets paid from the guy who has all the equipment, who's getting all the stuff. So there being a business together is just a fun thing to say because you guys had a group together with the music, blended it into what you were doing next, and as pals, buddy, and friends, just moved forward with that energy. But business-wise, that doesn't make sense because at the same time, business-wise would be no matter what the company's making, both co-founders and owners would make the same thing, and then you have the same problems.
That's true.
Okay.
You feel me?
So I take that a step further.
But one founder, it's lopsided because one founder spent a crazy amount of money on equipment, so he rightfully feels financially he owns that power in the business because that's what makes it uneven this way. So the money can't be allocated evenly because the investment wasn't even.
Okay. We had this conversation over the summer. We came to an understanding that I was going to pay monthly so that you can help pay for these investments that you've made. Correct or incorrect?
Yeah.
Number one. Number two, I always put money into the business for every gig that I've made, that I invoice for. Correct or incorrect?
Yeah, you keep like 100.
At least a third of my money goes.
So if you
into
make it 300, you keep 100.
Sometimes even 150, depending how I do that week.
Yes.
Okay, so where's that balance?
There's not balance.
There's a balance. That's me trying to.
Well, you can't. And this is both of your problems because you're creators, right? You're not being super business. So you're being super business. It can't be, I gave some money out of my check, which is still phenomenal and that's commendable. You know what I'm saying? But it can't be that. Like, it literally has to be numbers, right? It has to be, this is all the equipment that this business runs off. Not even the equipment. These are all the expenses because it also counts like fucking if you're paying $10 a month for Dropbox and all that bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is all the money for the business. If you're saying you own a business together, then that price needs to be half and half.
Okay.
If you're not, you do not own the business together.
But the conversation we had was to pay monthly for the things that I've used and the things that you
because he had
correct?
He had like a laptop stolen, right? So he had a laptop stolen that was his own, and then I guess you couldn't reinvest in one because laptops are fucking expensive. So at the time, I got one on credit, and we got that laptop. But for like a long time, he borrowed it because it was getting work done as like wedding gigs and stuff like that. And then after a while, I was like, okay, he's using that and this and that, but I'm still paying for it. So it was like just that, it ends up being like you want to look out for your brother, right? We try to look out for each other. It's been like that for a long time. He never asked me for a dime when he moved me or whatever the case is like that. So we try to look out for each other. But then like it's kind of like kind of what friendship and like business almost like it just didn't because of where it went. You know what I'm saying? Like Oneiphotography is DBA, right? Benatton Music LLC. Like we came together as a business to like secure ourselves as a music group. And then I was like, oh, let's throw on Oneiphotography DBA because like it wasn't even that big at that time, was it? No. It grew traction and I decided like, hey, fuck it. I really enjoy this. I'm gonna make this my 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? We bumped heads at that point too, because like he's like, well, what are you gonna do? Like sometimes, you know, certain months you don't have money to eat. And I was like, well, fuck it. Like I'm gonna take the sacrifice because I believed in it. I believe that Oneiphotography is gonna be good. You know, I was like, fuck it, we're gonna get all this shit, we're gonna get all this gear. Who doesn't go through that? You know what I'm saying? I know tons of people that are like, damn, I'm gonna throw all this into it, and then fuck it. Hopefully the boomerang comes back. And that's what it is. And it's just like time has taken its course. And it's like, again, I'm not a good businessman in that sense. Like, you know, again, you can borrow the camera gear as much as whatever to shoot whatever. So it's like, you know, as a business, I guess like what Chris said, like, you know, makes sense from the last thing that he said, whatever. Like,
yeah. So I've seen businesses, small businesses of people I know, and two people come together and things be lopsided, so deals are brokered so that lopsidedness subsides and the business can be run. Yeah. But those things have to be built and implemented in an agreement.
I almost got like an imagery, right? Like if we were Oneiphotography and we were like a mechanic shop and say like we were a business, it's like you can't be out on the
Wait a second. We're bugging right now.
What's that?
You know what's happening right now?
What's that?
And this is why I like talking about solutions, not the problem. Okay, everyone loves to talk about problems over and over again. Mm-hmm. You know what's? And I'm gonna be wild with this.
Yeah.
Yo, you know how you get out of trouble like this?
What's that?
It only can be done with something more drastic.
Mud fighting.
He can't. That's fun. He can't. Where he is, he can't hard work himself out of that situation.
No,
it's not gonna work. If I'm being creative and I'm allowed to be a creator and get creative, the juice he needs to have is this. He can't walk away and have no money.
No.
Right? But at the same time, if he doesn't feel, let's back to value because we're value guys online. Unfortunately, I feel like you need to make him feel that you're valuable enough. I know. Just rock with me.
Go.
I'm just assessing.
No,
right?
go ahead.
Valuable enough to take a bigger risk on you being a true co-founder on the real business. And what I mean by that is I can also make an argument because he's right on his side. As a businessman, he's right. Like you'll lose 1,000 times in the court of law. You know what I'm saying? But it seemed, remember, I'm being the guy in the party looking at the target.
But what I would say, like, it's not that I don't value Jay. Like, he's a
no. Yeah, but your stuff is based on the good part. I've never seen a bad part yet, but the good part of you, humanly, friendship-wise. He's been here forever. He's helped you forever, right? Business-wise, it seems like, in my calculation, that could be incorrect, that you don't value him business-wise, not personal, business-wise, to make you come up with a solution with him to solve the problem because it's there. I'll tell you why it's there. And damn, we're being deep. You could erase what you want.
No. I mean,
I don't want to. I'm already in the middle of something that's not mine, so I don't want to be that guy.
I mean, it's episode 50, which is weird. But I'm saying, like, it's real ass shit.
Let me finish because I can also argue. I can argue every side. That's why I'm an overthinker. It makes me sick.
Yeah.
If I'm arguing for as Jay's lawyer, I'm gonna say the problem is one of the problems is you don't value him in your business and don't trust him to be a powerful business partner because you do have $30,000 worth of equipment, right?
Okay.
And I know you as a genius, and I know $20,000, $15,000 worth of equipment. You can still get all the things done that you need to get done for your clients.
Okay.
Even if you have to rent $400 worth of stuff that you still add on to the client, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So with some of that funds, which is not all in cash, which I understand, and it could be figured out. What I'm saying, if you felt that Jay was valuable enough in your business, there will be a way, instead of the next red that comes out, hey, Jay, we have enough money on credit to float you for 3 months, but here's the deal. you have to be able to bring through our business this certain amount of work. You're not just the editor anymore because that's not bringing in enough money. But if you can be, because talking to him just a little bit today, I'm realizing that he's probably a little bit more like me than you.
In what sense?
And the excitement of what he talks about. When he came in here, we were talking about camera stuff.
Yeah. That's why I said we're on different parallels about what excites us. You know what I'm saying?
But that's a good thing.
It's a great thing.
Yeah.
That's where the balance comes
He was talking
from.
about coloring. He was talking about editing.
Yeah.
We were watching the wedding video.
Mm-hmm.
But there was no excitement in him. I could be totally wrong.
Excitement about the
I
wedding
could be totally
video?
wrong. When you started explaining how things that you do with the camera affect people via social media, you sounded more like an expert. It sounded like you put more time into that information. You know, you were like, and I'm like, okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you have the ability to, I'm not saying you're a salesman, but I'm saying like you do have the juice, right? It's just that he might want you to have his juice, and you can't have his juice.
No.
So I want that juice.
No, but what I'm saying is, but your juice is just as juicy.
No, I know. No, that's the thing.
Wait,
let me
just finish real quick. But if you were like, yo, because Rich is gonna spend another $10,000 in the next 120 days. I was being nice. It could be worse.
I know it could be worse.
Yeah, it could be worse. If I believed, let's take him out of it. If I believed you could make my company just the same way we were talking about when I was doing the pitch, if I believed you could make my company an extra $50,000 this year, I would be like, yo, instead of buying anything new, let's float him for 3 months. Yo, I'll give you $10,000 over the next 3 months. You're going to pay no bills. It don't have to be 10, right? But all your bills are paid for 90 straight days. Use your social media skills, your networking skills, do it. Now you have to fight, because at least I put you in a fight where you could win. You can't win the fight with the job you have. You're going to lose. But at least you're like, yo, I got 90 days to start showing we can create.
Well, that's why
you might be able to create that money in that 90 days.
That's what I'm saying.
And you still might have something on the side. But let's say that something is Uber, where you can just turn it on when you want to turn it on, or like.
But it's the same thing between us. Like, we could be each other's like weakest link, because if this is my only source of income and you have to do that, it's like we can't project like as a business together when we have to focus on different things rather than the things.
Yeah, but you're seing it like that.
No.
And
it is
that's
what it is.
Annoys me, because we've had this conversation so many times.
No, the thing is, we come together. We come together on many bases in a lot of great ways. But it's kind of like, at the end of the day, it's like we still have these things that block us from being the greatest.
No, I don't think
just in general, you know what I'm saying? We still get away with it.
Yeah, but you're
No,
but you're being the wife in this scenario.
Okay.
Because you're such a feeling person.
Yeah.
You keep coming back to the feeling.
No, that's fine.
I literally just laid out a plan.
Yeah.
For success.
Exactly.
And if he fails, then he failed by the math. There's nothing else to talk about.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that plan exactly, but I'm saying there's nothing else. The rest of it is like, yo, I feel like you don't love this like me. And I don't love it.
No, I would never say that he doesn't love this like me, because I know, like, when I see Jay in the field, like it's like one of the whether we're doing weddings or music videos or stuff like that, the passion is undeniable. You know what I'm saying?
So where's the problem? It's what I'm saying.
Where's the problem? It's more like he said, it's more on like the business, because you can't dedicate a certain amount of time and I can't.
But I can. That's the problem. I left my secure job.
I'm not understanding this part.
Yeah.
I'm a contractor. I can work whenever I want. So I left my job. I can make my own schedule. You just got to let me know.
No. See, that's the problem too, because him letting you know is him still being the business and hiring you, and him creating things to bring you in.
Yeah, but I'm also creating things. I don't see where I'm not creating anything.
You didn't say that so far, so I'm only assessing what I'm hearing.
Right, I'm bringing jobs to the table too. So it's not like you're the only one bringing clients in. That's why I'm super confused with this conversation.
That's what it sounds like.
I left my...
It sounds like he brings in...
Again, I left my job
to
do a contracting job where if you need me on set for something, or if a job comes up, I can say, listen, let's reschedule for next week.
But I think that's where we're missing the mark, is because you just said it yourself. It's kind of like, it sounds like I'm hiring you when we're in the same business.
I don't know how you see it like that.
But you're seeing
so
let's not see it like that. I think I'm seeing it like that because I'm not. Once again, if we're talking business, you have to talk numbers, right?
Right.
So he buys a lot of expensive shit that he needs.
I understand
to make awesome shit. So he has the credit and the money to do that because he's bringing in a certain amount to his business to be able to do that, right? So even if you have gigs, it sounds like, unless you, I'm just saying what it sounds like, unless, like you told me you make 300 or whatever, it's great you did that because it's real information you can work with. So you might be like, yo, I bring in gigs, and he might be in his mind like, nigga, you bring in $1,500 a month, I make $12,000 a month. I don't know what it is, you feel me? But you have to see it from that point of view as well. You know what I'm saying? On some Dame Dash type of shit. It hurts, but it's how you figure out, it's how you get out the shit.
But if we were making $12,000 a month, we wouldn't even be having this conversation.
I think you would be having the same exact conversation. I think
so.
A year from now, he will be making $12,000 a month, and you still be having this conversation.
Okay.
Because in order for you to be part of the business, he'll still be hiring you. He might even get into the point of his mind where he goes, you know what? I don't want to hire him for gigs. Yo, I really want you here all the time. Can I hire you for gigs and pay you a certain amount per month?
Yeah, but how many gigs are being booked every week?
That's not the problem. The problem is he's still hiring you.
I understand that, but if you're telling me you have 5 gigs a week, right? You're bringing the 5 gigs a week. That's all you, right?
It's not all me. Because I'm still getting
a all you because you're the one booking these gigs, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so then I'm the one, if you need assistance, I think I should be the first one for you to say, hey, listen, I got these gigs. What's up? Let's split this money. This is
but
what
how did I
have
start
for this
booking the
day.
gigs? That's what I'm saying. It's like, it's the same way that you can do it. That's what I'm saying.
I am doing it as well, is what I'm saying.
But I'm saying, is it enough to secure my end as well? Like I'm saying, is extra money in my pocket? Like if you're doing a gig for a client and they're giving you $800, are you giving me $3 to hold a light all day?
I'm booking a wedding for $4,500 and you're splitting it down the middle.
Yeah, but I also book weddings too.
Okay, so this is becoming a dick measuring contest.
No, it's not a dick measuring contest.
No. What I'm saying is, but you have to, like, I'm trying to tell you, man, like you have to see it from the other side. Both of you.
I am seeing it from both sides. What I'm saying is I don't understand what the solution to this issue is if we've already had this conversation before. Apparently there's still feelings here.
Right. You're not. I don't even think, well, feelings are different. Because I can't deal with feelings. I deal with math, right? So
you want to cut it?
No, that's fine.
You look like you wanted to cut it.
Are you Spanish?
Yeah.
What type of Spanish?
Dominican.
I can tell, man. They get heated, man.
No, I'm not heated. The thing is...
No, I get what you're saying, but
I want solutions.
Yeah.
Don't bring the same problem to me every other month and then have these resentments towards me because you have these underlying issues.
No, it's not an underlying issue when it's like, okay, like if you want like straight facts, right? You might give $100 towards the business that might keep you or the tax or whatever afloat, right? Because that's what you want to give back. I'm under a certain bracket, right? Where it's like, okay, I could keep 30%, but then I wouldn't have enough money to hire you or anybody else for the gig, right? So it's like, it's my sole income, right? So I have to take a large portion of it, right? So I can't really get, like, I wouldn't say that the business is booming or doing well because I have to take such a large amount of it to put it back into the business and into my personal lifestyle, right? I'm just saying, the accumulation of what has been invested in versus what's being put back is definitely not 50-50. We both know that, right? We both know that 50-50, like there's not $50,000 on your end of debt.
That's because I don't have $50,000 to give to you.
Exactly.
So the only way I can do that is by putting money into the
But
business.
I'm saying when the gear is, I'm not a rental house. I'm not like, where from a business standpoint, sure, I could be like, oh, there's a rental fee to use the camera gear for your gig that you booked for yourself, right? I could easily say that, but I wouldn't do that because I don't. Because it's again, that's bad business on my end because emotions. So I'm like, oh, I want to help us out, whatever. But then it's like, you're nice enough to put 100 in it, but then it's like, when we think about what adds up from file mail or Adobe, it still helps us. It's not just helping me. It's not just helping you, but it's kind of like, from a business standpoint, it just doesn't work. From a business standpoint, it just doesn't work.
No, it's terrible from a business standpoint. But my salute,
and I'm just saying that.
Listen,
from factual,
I came up with a solution. Okay?
It's not coming at you like as a personality.
No, it really is, because it's, you just mentioned the $100, right?
Mm-hmm.
From let's say $4,500 from a photographer, from a wedding gig, for example, correct?
Yeah.
I'll get, after we pay out everybody, we split what?
You're getting equal amount. So we're both getting like $1,500 each.
$1,500.
Yeah.
If I have $1,500, I'll put $800 to maybe $1,000 into the business, and I keep $500 to myself.
What does that mean? Like put it into the business?
I'll leave it in the business account to pay for the credit card, to keep the checking account over the $1,500 that we're supposed to keep it over.
What's the credit card? Their stuff, equipment?
For equipment, yeah. Mm-hmm. And we had a conversation about certain equipment that you promised me that we would have paid off by a certain time. Yes or no?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How much of that has been put into the business as of right now?
We do $300 every month.
That's news to me.
What do you mean that's news to you?
Yeah,
but this is what I'm talking about. It's like, for sure, I could easily, like, again, I have bad credit. You have good credit, right? Because you were able to make, again, this is just being transparent. Again, this is being transparent because you've been able to side gig this and have a regular job. At one point it was good, right? Before all this hit, right?
Not really.
But you were able to pay off debts.
Mm-hmm.
I still had to invest in things.
Okay, and we have conversations every single time. I know, but still,
from a business standpoint, it just doesn't make sense.
To go back to the conversation that Chris said, you spend $500,000 on something that you could do with $15,000, and I've preached this to you for years and years and years.
Well, it's easy. It's easier to use it. That's what I'm saying. I should, I would. Again, it's like saying you could need a car, but you could do without it. You could walk. It's the same thing.
I can't do
no.
I can't do it.
No. But I'm saying you can't say that the camera investment hasn't already opened up certain opportunities, right? You can't say that this doesn't have people on the podcast that each one of these for $400 that you never have to spend again over time, that it's not worth it. Because
I'm not saying that it's not worth it, but business-wise, you could have approached it differently.
That's asking you. Then why wouldn't you invest in your own camera or laptop?
No, wait. So
that's what I'm saying. It's just like, to that same extent, I borrow your car for my gigs, but I pay you. So if I rented a car instead of paid you, that would offend you.
So what I was saying, if this conversation will end today, rent me the gear. And leave it at that.
It still wouldn't even out to like what we are as a business. We're under.
If I had $50,000, would I have not given it to you today? Yes or no?
I don't know.
And that's the issue. Where's the trust? Where's the loyalty after all these years?
It's not the trust or loyalty because, again,
it is at the end of the day.
No, because
if business was booming at a certain point, I would believe as a friend and a business partner that you would help me out whenever I needed help. Yes or no?
Yes.
I've helped you out whenever you needed help. Yes or no? Okay.
Have I not helped you out though?
And this is what it is. It becomes a dick measuring contest.
It's not a dick measuring contest because it seems like you're not being helped.
No, because what I'm telling you.
How does it not help you for what I do as much as
you're not listening to me?
I am listening.
You're literally telling me right now, if I came across $50,000 and the $50,000, I said, I will give it to you.
Well, you could have done that before paying off your personal debt if we were business partners then.
Then that's a completely different issue. Because we've had this conversation before.
I know, but this is why it's bad business.
It is bad business because I have to keep myself afloat.
Yeah, so do I. So how is it bad business that I don't like? Again, how is it bad business? I mean, it equals to bad business if I have to take a certain amount because it's my 9 to 5. But I made that decision. You know that. So it's kind of like, again, for argument's sake, again, it's nothing. It becomes personal because if you don't have the same influx into a business, even in Benatton Music, like as a LLC, could fail because if it's not for Oneiphotography. And I'm not saying you're not part of Oneiphotography, but until you're able to be there, just like that, like in a sense, like commit to it as your full-time job, as I have.
So you tell me, how can I quit my job today? Tomorrow, I'll put in I'll say, listen, I can't do this anymore. Take all the kids that I work with. How are you going to keep me afloat?
Well, it's the same thing. You decided to charge your client how much the other day?
But that's my business.
I know, but
my business,
it's still an invoice.
I understand that, but you can't nitpick every...
No.
You can't nitpick an invoice and say, oh, he could have charged a lot more. This is my price because I feel this is what I needed to charge this person because there's could be a deal.
If I made $1,500, you would never work for $100 out of that amount for a 12-hour day.
If you have the potential of giving me more clients on the back end, I would do it for $150.
But why is it my responsibility to get the clients?
It isn't your responsibility. Who said it was your responsibility?
You're telling me.
How?
You just did.
How?
Because you're telling me if I can create the system,
but you are telling me to quit my job.
No, yes, I'm not telling you to quit your job.
So how am I supposed
never ever said to quit your job.
What else can I do?
That's up for you to.
No, it isn't, because I feel like I've gone above and beyond for this business to keep it afloat, to do my part in the business to help it grow.
But that's where the emotions. I could feel the same way.
Okay, so if you if you tell me you feel a certain way, I can take it at face value and say this is how he feels because I've known you for such and such long. So unless you show me otherwise, that's a different story.
But I'm saying, like, okay, investment-wise, right? Investment-wise.
No, wait, time out. Because you're gonna no. Y'all gonna keep doing the same thing.
I'm gonna cut it. This is what I'm saying.
No, this is what I'm saying. Because you keep bringing me the problem, but you're not giving me a solution.
Well,
but you're doing the same thing. You're creating a problem by not finding a solution yourself too, because I'm up withholding that problem as it runs in the background.
I am finding clients. I'm giving you your cut for whatever it is that I do. So I could bring you on set and say, listen, you're shooting for 500. I'll keep the rest because I found the gig.
If we're not on the same page, right? This is an example. We shot for a company that was really slimy.
Wait, I got. Wait.
Hold on.
There's major solutions here.
Yeah, I know there's major, but you're gonna come in.
So you say the solution there, because
how do you?
There's only gonna be problems being presented here.
Got this.
No, I'm saying, for an example, right? When I
no more. Say it.
No, why? It's a perfect.
You're gonna give
example.
him another problem
because there's more problems. That's what I'm saying. I have not been given a solution.
So
at this point.
Watch this.
I haven't either.
Watch this. There's two solutions.
Okay.
And you wow. So my solution. My first solution put more sacrifice on Rich. Because my first solution was like, yo, I can't see you buying anything else for the year. I can't see you buying anything else that's going to bring up value that much that it's definitely needed, because you're killing it. Everything you have to kill it.
Yeah.
Why don't you say, instead of the next... you want two Komodos, right? Because you want different angles. Instead of the next thing, that money or credit can be allocated to float Jay, so for a certain period of time, 60 to 90 days, so he has no choice but to ball out in the company. And then you can make your comments on day 91 how he really wasn't passionate or about it, because it's all math. There's no more of what might happen or you might feel or whatever. Mm-hmm. The other solution, which was made by him but incited by you, was, yo, part of the problem is you keep asking me about the solution. You got to come up with the fucking solution. I came up with my fucking solution because I had this distinct problem in my life with my business and career for me. So maybe right now I don't have the ability to do that in your life. Like, you chose your life, your situations, and your bills. So I can't do all that for you. I'm already invested so much over here. You got to meet me halfway. I can't slow up to grab you, right? But then you brought up something in super genius, which, because you're already halfway on the edge of the circle of the company anyway, you said to Rich, yo, well, what if I bought in a gig for, I don't know the numbers, $5,000 and I paid you $500 to hold the camera and shoot? Would you be upset? He would be upset if you were part of his company, but you're also not functioning as part of his company for the most part anyway. Again, if in my opinion with this assessment, if Rich super like values you, of course he values you. He values me. He knows what people are good at. What I mean business wise, if he thought you, like I feel about my friend Bavika, like if she worked for me for anything,
You don't have to turn
for 6
over.
months, it's over. It's over. Whatever I'm doing, she's a machine, a killer. You know what I'm saying? If he felt like that, you would do that for this company, you guys' company together, he would that there wouldn't be a next camera. They'd be like, yo, here's $8,000. This is for the next 3 months. Go crazy. Book everything. Let's grow. And in 3 months, you would be able to sustain, if not well above that. Maybe not well above that. Because what you haven't experienced yet is doing the same thing you did for music for this business when it's all day, every day, psychotic stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because when you put all that time in, you're going to win because everybody needs this, from the digital stuff. Everybody needs video. Everybody needs pictures. But since no energy or very little energy is being put into hunting, advertising, marketing, it's all based upon someone seeing your work already or word of mouth and saying, oh, I had these people, one-eye zombies or something. They're fucking great. You know what I'm saying? Nothing's being done on that end. Rich is going to keep winning on his end because he owns all the stuff. And now he's just in this position where he can make you feel below him, even though he doesn't do it on purpose. I can see he does that. You know what I'm saying?
But it's the same way. It's kind of like, again, like if we're going to market photos, you know what I'm saying? We got to market as Oneiphotography all the time. I can't just market as Trap Jesus. You can't just market as Jet Plain J. It's always we always gotta push as one company.
Wait.
Because everybody's gonna hire you as Jet Plain J, and the DMs are gonna come to Jet Plain J.
But everybody gets funneled through Oneiphotography.
No,
and that's what you don't see.
No, but so.
No, I know what I see.
He's right. He's right. He's 100% right. If you come to Total Entertainment, I can't say Chris Porter, the MC, dead.
Mm-hmm.
Who total, everything's total. When you come to Total Entertainment, the foosball table, oh, who makes this? Total Entertainment. They got nothing to do with that shit. But whoever's working that day, it's just McDonald's, nigga. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, it's crazy because now I'm happy that we kept talking through this thing because it made me turn the whole ship now, right?
No. I mean, it's like it's only healthy.
The problem you're having is not realizing that, like, I don't know if you have a camera or you're missing something, because when he was talking about the juice, he was talking about you and each other and coming together. But at the same time, you're acting like, yo, if you're getting gigs and you could do that, you actually might be hurting yourself by being in the business that you're trying to fight so hard to be into.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't have to be.
Yo, fam, if you're making $300 a week and you book one thing that's $1,500, that's your whole thing.
That's 3 times that or more.
So, and I'm sorry. I don't know. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be, I don't want to be on anybody's side in this. I'm just saying, so why wouldn't you, as a regular single human who needs to get their paper up like me right now, don't get it twisted, I'm talking that shit right now. All right, it's trust me.
We all in the broke boat.
Pandemic right now.
But that's what I'm saying. Who am I to say that if the pandemic never happened, none of this conversation would have been happening.
No, because where I keep faulting is where, like I said, like you said,
You actually have more power than I thought you had at the end of this conversation. But for you, not against him.
Yeah.
For you, the problem is you're so far behind on his investment, you can't catch up. And if you do catch up, it's because you guys are so hugely successful and just like.
But that's what I'm saying. And we had this conversation, and we decided that in order for me to start paying into the business to make him feel comfortable, because this is the conversation that you and I agreed on, was to pay a certain amount every month to start paying for whatever equipment. And on top of that, I doubled down and said, all the money that some of the money that I'll be making for the business using the equipment, I will be investing into the company. Correct or incorrect?
Yeah, but the thing is it comes down to this, right? If you're only making a certain percentage, right? Whether it's your gig or a gig that we do together, if I, like, your card to you is my camera gear to me. You pay for it every month. I don't give you a dime towards it unless I'm paying you for it.
Yeah, but you're comparing the car
No.
to
It's just an example.
It's different.
No, it's not.
It is different.
How's it different?
Because it's my vehicle and I have to use it for work, and we can't split it. But we can't split it.
There we go. Because you don't have two. I made the investment to make two cameras. So it's like saying, if I had a car and I took it anytime I want,
if I had
anytime
two cars,
I want,
I would give it to you.
I know, but same thing.
But wait.
But the problem is, I wouldn't leave you to pay for both cars.
Guys,
but this turned
guys. The solution's already there.
This is what I'm saying. This turns into you're not doing this, rather than saying this is what we should do.
I'm gonna keep it real.
I'm not supposed to. Okay.
This is amazing because I'm learning so much about both of you right now. You know what's crazy? You actually don't have much of a problem. Like, this whole conversation sounded like you were the problem and you have a problem and you need to get your shit together. But as we talk about it, your only problem, and I'm treating you guys separately right now. Please. I'm just treating you separately.
Listen, I have no no qualms about it whatsoever.
You are so in love, or maybe you're like, you would call it loyal. You're so loyal to the cause of the group that you don't even realize you're hurting yourself and causing his resentment. Damn, that was good. Pull it right out of my head. Because you're hurting yourself, and you being hurt disables you from helping the business and fulfilling the thing. Yo, and I don't want to take you out the business. That's not what I'm doing. What I'm trying to say is, again, if you get one thing for $1,500 or $800, $900, no, $1,200, sorry, that's the $300 per week. And your side gig. I'm not saying to stop the side gig. Well, that's why now you get to keep your money.
But that's what I said.
So what the fuck?
That's why I said the first thing.
But where's the issue? Is what I'm saying.
The issue is you're trying to be, and you're trying to be. You're not trying to be, because you guys did this whole thing together for a million years. Like, I don't know how long before,
like 10 years, 15 years.
That's what the problem is. It's not the math. You're attached to the friendship and the situation when it's great. You're friends. You should be friends forever, especially if you have that type of relationship for that long.
Friends forever.
See,
he's not going for the high five.
No, he's Dominican. He's going to be mad for the next 20 hours. So what's happening is it's only going to get worse. The vibe is only going to get worse because the problem is going to remain the same until you say, okay, if that's my friend and going to continue being my friend, and I would like to do business with my friend, right? Yo, maybe you should go do your shit and stack the paper, because you're going to do it 100 times faster by yourself. And if you can't do that, then he's right.
But what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, our trajectory in 2019 going to 2020 before the pandemic was on the up and up. We had gig upon gig upon gig to the point where we had to hire outside help.
But
the pandemic shut everything down.
Right, but if you do numbers and don't go about how it felt, right? Just really do numbers. I don't know what the numbers are. I don't know how many gigs there were. I don't know what you were getting. I don't know what you were keeping, and I don't know how much you were giving him. You said if you make 800, you give 300 into the thing or whatever I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, if that was working, then that was working, and the pandemic is to be at fault, and the pandemic has us all in trouble financially with our significant others and everything that's going on. But you have to deal with the right now. You know what I'm saying? And it sounds like you have all the tools to get your money, and you have a friend that's down to let you borrow what you got to borrow or even rent what you got to rent, and you'll still come up on top. Right. But if you remain in it and fighting to build the business together when he has the crazy upper hand only because he invested so much and then he's by himself, so he feels like you're not, even if you're, I know the dynamic right now. Even if you're at home editing videos, because you're not working with him and he don't see you and he can't touch you, he feels like you're not in it all the way.
Okay. So how am I supposed to fix that?
This is just my thing. There's only two ways to fix it. It's you guys want to fix the problem together, and it's going to cause him to be more resentful because he's going to have to take a big chunk unless you can do it on your credit. It's numbers. It's weird, but and you could say, yo, the next time I have the bandwidth to buy something or do something at 8,000, we're going to give that money to Jay for he could float 3 months so he can go crazy and do his thing. But why would you do that if you, instead of adding the debt, why don't you just get rid of the expenses?
And
He's the expense.
But that's been my issue.
You feel me? Like, you see how I switched it around? You're the one in power with the money, but if you switch it around, you could switch it around that you're the guy in power. He's the expense. You have to pay into the business that doesn't make enough to make you sufficient.
But this has been my issue. We're digging this shovel, this hole with a little garden hoe. So we're digging this huge 6 feet hole with this little thing. And if we keep investing on more shit, that's like dumping more dirt into this hole that we've created.
All I'm saying is, that's this hole. You have a hole over here, this big, and that shovel's big as fuck because the hole's smaller. That's all I'm saying.
And what is this hole that you're talking about?
This is the scary part because I feel like your reaction should be incredibly positive to my solution. The only reason...
No, because the reason it is positive at the end of the day, but it's like you're validating what I've felt for years. Because like we've had conversations about investing in product, right? I always bring the solution to the table and say, let's do this the right way. If we'd done this the right way from the jump, we wouldn't be in this position to begin with.
That could be correct too. I don't know anything about that.
If you say this camera costs $6,000, okay, how can we do this? I have a credit card. Let's use the credit card. Let's pay off that $6,000 and then invest in something else. We have good credit. We have a credit card open. We can use it for the next product. Invest in that product. Pay it off with whatever money we have. We don't have debt. We have good credit. We're building credit, and we're building the business at the same time.
Which we've been doing with the Red camera.
But you didn't follow
now.
that. You didn't follow that.
Now.
Schedule.
Yeah.
Because we had this conversation before.
But it's the same thing. It's like when I decided, again, and I can't say we because I said I decided through my studies 70 to 200, 24 to 70.
But if you come to me and
I paid for a lot of those in cash.
But if you come to me and say,
yo, I seen a dude, and this might be the internet. There's a nigga on the internet that didn't have, he knew how to work Reds and everything because he was on set and he knew how to work them, but he couldn't afford to own them. And he just rented it every time until he was the man. And, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So he's saying he had a schedule that would have worked business wise. Yeah. But you love your shit and you wanted to shoot.
Yeah, I had incredible credit in the beginning. 2 years ago, I had a credit of 750. Almost 800.
Yeah, I guess.
My credit dropped like beyond drastically because, again, between difficulties, still keeping up with it. I still keep a decent credit. It's not like horrendous, but it's not enough to open new credit. So, it's just we all make our sacrifices and everything else. It's just like,
but you're looking at it as a sacrifice. He's looking at it as you didn't sacrifice.
No, it's not like,
you feel what I'm saying?
If I had
he sacrificed because he spent money.
Mm-hmm.
He's saying you didn't sacrifice because you spent money instead of following a schedule that would have kept you guys on the same playing field and only buy new equipment when the old equipment was paid for and move up. Even though you didn't have the red, there's people running around with motherfucking.
Yeah. No, I get it, but it's also as you see, they didn't get here without it was on his credit. So we had discussions and things were done. It's like, again, we have a laptop to work off of. We have a desktop. We have this. We have 3 mics. Everything that we have, we use to make money. And it was foreseen everything between weddings and sometimes we don't have the things we need to make our job as efficient as they can.
Yeah, but you don't need to own some of the shit.
No, that's for
one
sure.
thing I'm learning.
No, but a lot of these things are owned.
Okay.
And
what did I just talk about?
Yeah,
I don't want to talk
no,
about.
No,
I don't want to talk about that on here.
Yeah.
But
for sure.
Who were we talking about before?
Exactly,
what I'm doing now?
Exactly. I got you.
You feel me? Like it could
but
be
I'm
done.
saying the way that you know sports is the way I know equipment. Like, you can name probably every player on the fucking Lakers. I can name every fucking piece of gear. It's like, I know what you love. So like for me, I just know from that part of the business, I might not be good from like different standpoints, but I knew from that standpoint, and we use it all the time. So there's
throughout the years, I've trusted you enough to trust in you to give me the right information.
Mm-hmm.
So the only thing I've ever asked from you is to trust me when I say business-wise, this is the route we should go.
Mm-hmm. But that's why
I feel
the only thing that he says makes sense is that if we're, how like he says,
he's just saying,
no. What's the word? What's the word? Like, it's your presence in the business. Like, I don't want to feel.
Yeah, but
like,
what is that presence? Do I have to be here 5 times a week?
No, but it's at the same time. It's like, if we're equally getting these gigs, you don't have to worry about your job and everything else. Like, we can split the money like phenomenally. Like, there's no reason. So if anything,
there's not enough gigs is what I'm saying.
I'm saying you make $300, right? And then another $600 that I'm paying out of the business to you. It's not going back into the business. I'm giving you $600 from a gig last week and a gig this week. So altogether, how much is that? $900, $1,000.
Okay.
I'm holding from the gig $1,000. We're equally making that amount of pay because that $1,000 that I have to hold on to is 1 gig for me. I'm paying you 2 gigs. So 2 gigs for you equal what I get from 1 gig just to support the lifestyle. But then you have the third one. So your job, I never said to quit it, but it's like at the same time, if you got rid of another, if you brought in another 300 or 600 from like one of your clients that you can easily book every month, it's just you being out there more, like staying on top of that, then you have the same amount of money I make. But then I also have to take care.
That's counting on money.
Yeah, but it's also caring. Again, we take care of the same bills. I take care of an apartment. I take care of gas. I take care of water. I take care of foods, and I also take care of transportation, which I give to you. Your car is my transportation.
Yo, so
like that's what I'm saying.
You
it's
both
like,
have great points, and there are solutions.
I pay for you to rent the car and your time. It's $300 a gig because I'm taking on what I still.
You have solutions.
We do have solutions. We do have solutions, and it's not coming at you. It's just like if we have a business, I'd rather know I'm Oneiphotography and I have to take on all the fucking shit. And then yes, I could hire you for certain gigs or hire him for certain gigs, but it's like there should never be any bad tension if I hire him for a gig than hire you. But it's like I'm doing what I have to just to like make things happen. So it's like, I can't be mad at you when you have to be at work and I can't hire you for the day. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's a gig job and you can push around things, but sometimes you can't push it around.
It's funny because I don't know I don't know the credit card situation or whatever, but it's funny.
My credit is shit.
I think, to me,
at this point,
you're both in great positions.
Yeah.
The only position that's awkward is how you work those positions as one, which is funny.
That's what I'm saying.
Because you think you're in the shitter. You're actually not. It feels like it. When you told me 300, this shit like
No, I'm just saying in perspective as to how things balance
right,
out.
right.
And the sacrifice that I'm making that doesn't seem to be acknowledged on one end.
Yeah, because it's not a sacrifice for him.
Right, but it is for me. That's what I'm saying.
I understand. Trust me. I relationships, I get it.
I could be sacrificing giving you the gear for a shoot and not charging you, and then I'm short on bills because I'm being nice. That's a sacrifice. It might not be
and
the
again,
same thing.
If you feel that's what's going to get you to a point where apparently
That only works.
trust me.
No. See,
It has nothing to do with trust.
But that's what I'm saying. This is where I'm like
I don't
completely lost and confused with everything.
You are in a great position. I don't think you see it. You know that, right?
How is that?
Because I feel like, when he talks, it sounds like he's in the dominant position because he has equipment and a thing. And
But it shouldn't
he's
be like a dominant thing.
No, but that's how it's coming off.
And that's what I'm saying.
Okay,
and that's how I
okay.
feel every time this conversation
Right,
comes
but that's
up.
how
It's
it's-
like you're holding it
No,
over my
but
head.
you're not doing it on purpose. But that's how it's going to come off because with the situation at hand, that's what it is business-wise. It's like, nigga, I got 90% because I grew 90% of the plants. So the 90% of the plants are over here. It's just going to feel.
You want to bring the cart thing back up? Okay, so
The what?
This is
Car?
this is a metaphor.
Car or cart?
Car.
I'll
buy a $70,000 Tesla because I know it's going to be the best operating system, whatever vehicle that will bring us from point A to point B.
Okay.
And then I start resenting you because you don't start paying for the vehicle.
Okay.
That's basically the same thing.
Okay.
So I've put myself in this debt because I've done research on this vehicle and I said that this vehicle is going to get us from point A to point B eventually.
Mm-hmm.
And then I start resenting you and start questioning your loyalty to the business because I don't see you paying for my vehicle.
No. It's like if you got
It is because you've put yourself in this debt even after so many times I've told you business-wise this isn't the smartest move at the moment.
Okay, but at the same time, no, but like, again, where you could get your own laptop and camera and invest in that instead of a PS5 or whatever the case may be for yourself. It's like those things.
It's where the personal shots come.
It's not personal shots, but
Yes,
I'm
it
just
is.
saying.
No. It feels
I'm just
like
saying.
it, but it's actually good. Just let it
Because
run.
I didn't pay for the PS5.
I know.
Oh, that's
I
no,
know.
Right,
you're
so
wrong.
that makes no sense.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
No. But listen, it's the same thing. I take
Got him.
sacrifice.
Should have sold that shit then.
No. I take sacrifices all the time because I can't put money into other things. You know what I'm saying? Like, for sure. Like, your vacations or your mental health. I don't put that against you, but they're probably expensive.
Yeah, but your sacrifices are different than my sacrifices. And that's what you're not seeing.
I just told you we live on certain parallels, but
Okay.
it can't work like that because it's not, at the end of the day, emotions aside, you being a loyal friend, I never took that away from you, right? I wouldn't trust you with my mother's things. And when we moved, if you weren't a loyal friend, you're the first one we came to. That's not the point. From a business, on paper, this, that, and the third, checking about who's putting into the matte box, the tripods, the Blackmagic 4K, this, all three mics. These, you told me we didn't need at first when we were doing promotion. You said we didn't need that many mics. You said that we did. Hold on.
We don't.
He's right.
Hold on.
Don't
He's
need
right.
We don't need it. We don't need a lot of things.
Okay.
We don't need a lot of things.
But look at the thing that.
But look what got us here.
But he showed.
No.
Got us where? Nowhere. In debt.
No.
This is not paying for itself.
No.
Listen, this is, or sure, it's not, it's not paying, not everything you're going to buy is paying for itself.
Okay.
But the cinema camera, the cameras that we interview people, we get weddings.
Okay.
And those are like $6,000, which pays for 2 cameras. So how many weddings have we done so far that already paid off like Sony's or like lenses and stuff like that?
Okay.
Okay.
So reinvested itself.
And that's where you.
I get it. Yeah, I get it. So on his side, people see the shit that we do wedding wise, right? The only thing that we really split is weddings. You do other gigs for your friends or stuff like that. I never seen it. Some things get invoiced, some other things don't, right?
Everything gets invoiced.
Not everything.
Everything that I see as a gig, yes.
Okay,
Everything gets invoiced.
as you see as a gig, but
Right.
still, it's using the business's product. So depending on what you want to put back into it, that's a different thing.
There's still promotional stuff.
No, you put Jet Plane Jay's photos. There's like very little times that you stop like promoting Oneiphotography. So
you've brought this up so many times.
I know because it's a problem. No, it's a problem though. Because
anybody that posts something, I could show you text if I want to. If you post this, if you're gonna put my name on it, put Jet Plane Jay of Oneiphotography.
You just put Jet Plane Jay, or you just put.
That's on them.
Wait, so I should have jumped in more often because you both are super right on some points, and I like to make that known. So I really like when Jay was talking about, because it's the business part, right? Investing in certain things and not investing in certain things.
I don't disagree.
Guess what?
Like, I don't.
If you had two Sonys, when I said, "Wow, what was that shit?" You were like, "Oh, that wedding was on a Sony." And I get you have goals to get places. But if you stack that paper from what the Sonys were already doing, then that's why I said it could have floated.
No, I did.
It could have floated not Jay because he's in a situation at the time because of the pandemic, but it could have floated your other engine on your plane of a business you have to lift the whole plane because you didn't need any of the stuff. Not any of the stuff, but you didn't need the next bump up because the bump up didn't get your business stable as a financial engine first.
But you got to think about again, I completely agree with both of you on that, right? There's a lot of things we don't probably need and we could still make something happen like a fucking Swiss Army knife in the back pocket. But at the same time, before you took on this other job, 2 to 3 years, I was solo dolo as Oneiphotography unless you were helping me on certain gigs. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when we do a gig for the slimy client, you know what I'm talking about, right? We had this client that's kind of slimy. I charged them like $900. I brought Jay along, paid him $300 for the day. I pocketed what? $600 from that. I also edited the photos. I invested in the gear. So you can see it from my perspective. Same slimy people hit you up. Again, we're a business together. You didn't hit me to help you. Maybe you don't need my help. But at the same time, if we run as a crew, we got to also let people know that they can't have a one up or one over us. Okay. So, which is fine.
So what's the first thing I told you when they contacted me?
I know. Same thing with Ian.
Okay. So bring that up.
So that's the
first thing that I brought up is, listen, I feel you should know this, but they contacted me. I don't know why they didn't contact you. Maybe because they thought they would get a better price out of me. It is what it is.
But if we move as a business,
it doesn't matter who they contact.
I understand that. So if you had an issue with it, you should bring it up right then and there, and I would address it.
I know, but what I'm saying is to entertain, that's besides the point, but to entertain, like I told you too, I said, I'm not trying to keep money out of your mouth. You do what you need to do. And even if that's on my accord of using the gear, right? That's not a problem. But if we do not move as one unit, bringing in, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like if you don't bring in a certain amount and your girl's got to give you something, like somebody's losing. The team is losing. So it's the same thing with me. It's like if we take this, again, I don't want to have to hire you as a outside contractor.
So wait, don't.
Wait. No, that's not what he means. That's not what he means. But he's 100% right when he's talking about the business, right? And yes, Total does that. Total still says, on Jay's side, Total still, if they say Total Entertainment, they still say this is Chris Porter at Total Entertainment. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I think Jay is right when it comes to build, because that's the most important part. It's a foundation, right?
We have to build because again, like we don't make money through our taxes and stuff. We don't get on a certain scale. Like they could take us and actually eliminate our business as a LLC if they see us as a trade, right. Not a trade, like a hobbyist. Right. They could say that. You're a hobbyist.
Yeah, but to solve the problem, all I'm saying is.
Yeah, let's cut this, by the way, because again, late.
Can you hear it?